Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you all how to basically do a speedrun for speedrun, some of the strategies speedrunners use. Not the really advanced ones, but I'll be showing you guys some tips and tricks on how to, get faster at some of the levels up to level 30. So yeah, into it. So most of the time you want to start right here if you want to go really fast, but you can start somewhere, anywhere really. It'll only lose you a few seconds. Jump up here. You want to be aiming to the right, though, and then getting that shortcut. Obviously, you do fail sometimes. But in general, you want to be cutting corners as much as possible. And be doing that. And I'll show you some movement tricks as well. Here's a skip. You would skip up here to get over there. And it saves you a few seconds. And then you can just jump up here. However, there's some movement options that you can do. These movement options are basically, movement, I guess, optimizations. One is you want to try to stay on the ground as much as possible, unless you absolutely need to jump. You should try to stay on the ground as much as possible, unless you're doing, like, cutting corners and stuff. Otherwise, you should probably just try and, stick to the ground as much as possible. Because jumping, basically, although I'm pretty sure it gives you a slight immediate speed boost, when you're airborne, you actually take, you take a little, longer to, or you don't go as fast, right? But when you jump, you're obviously airborne. Granted, for a few milliseconds, but if you keep on doing that, right, it's not going to be grand for your speedrun, right? Because you might lose a few seconds, but if you, and also, in my opinion at least, it might make things a little bit more difficult. But there's another skip. You can go over here, right? Like this, jump like that. So, yeah. And another thing I want to mention, it's basically like a speedrunning mechanic in Speedrun 4, is that you guys see these little, like this little curve, basically. I don't know what it's called, but I forget what it's called. But there's a little turn, right? If you jump right as you are on top of it, you get a speed boost. I personally like to do the second one, but yeah. You'll gain a little bit of a speed boost. This one's a little easier. Or not a speed boost, but a height boost, which is pretty good. Also, if you jump on the very edge of something, like something like this, when it's moving upwards, it's a little difficult, but you can gain a height boost as well, which is pretty nice most of the time. But don't always try to get it. Only get it when you can easily land on the ground. As I said, you don't want to be airborne, but there's one. You can do this if you don't feel comfortable. You can just, jumping past that cactus, because I'm pretty sure you do need to, get a height boost like this, right? I would just recommend going like this, right? Instead of, going right here. As it might be a little scary, but basically, you can either go this way and land up here, or I just die, and I'll show you the faster way. It saves a few seconds. And, yeah. So I'll go ahead and do this. Here. And do a height boost. Another one. And right here. You want to get right here. And it saves you, I want to say maybe 1 or 2 seconds. And then this, it might be a little scary to do, but all it is just jumping at the very edge on the left. And if you miss, that's fine, just practice. And, yeah, here's has some skips. Right there is one. I've been comfortable recently doing that, but not for some time, right? I like to jump on the corner right here. or around the corner from right there. And go right here. Here's a speedrun skip. You can do that. Keep in mind, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's impossible to make this jump to this block. If you want to try, give it a go, but I've never been able to. God damn it. Yeah, but I've never been able to, get that jump. So, yeah, I'd recommend just going the route I go, and, yeah, to do about level 4's skips. So, another thing, before you go and learn all these speedrunning strats, you can either implement it into your practice, but what I really think you should try to learn is to basically just beat all the levels with only holding W, right? Or only holding, like, your movement key. Because that really increases the speed of your runs. Because most people I see, they're doing this, they wait a half a second or something, do this, and, I'll wait to try to do the jump, I'll wait right here. And yeah, and it's significantly faster to just do, not do that and just always hold W. It might take a little bit of getting used to, but that's about speedrunning. That's the joy of it. Takes a while to learn, but it is very fun when you can do it. And next one, try to, before you learn all these tips and stuff, or, tricks for all the levels, before you learn that, you should honestly probably try to, learn how to get consistent at beating every single level. I'd say when you are ready for, like, some pretty good times on speedrunning, is when you can, um, beat all 30 levels with dying, like, maybe 5 or 6 times. That's a really good point to start, and then, you'll only get more and more consistent. But if you just don't die throughout any of your runs, that can be very helpful, right, for the time, because obviously you don't die, right? And most of the time when you do die in a level, it increases it to, like, 1 minute, whereas it's supposed to take, like, 20 seconds if you're going really fast. So, yeah, there's the level 4 tips, by the way. So I recommend maybe stop watching this video and doing those tips, right? Try to only hold W and try to get consistent. But if you feel confident and are ready for this, watch to the end, I guess. So level 4, you get down here, and a lot of people will think you go over here. But the speedrunning strat, you go over here and you spam jump over here. It's slightly faster, it gets you slightly higher. And there's 2 ways of doing this. You can go right here and then proceed, or you can just go right here. This jump's pretty difficult. You have to land on the edge in order to get it. But yeah, it saves you a few seconds if you get it, but that's, speedrunning, so you should try to get all the skips consistently, so yeah, I'll just do a height boost right there. And there. Okay. Now we're on to this level. Now keep in mind, you don't always have to, basically, jump to platforms, right? You don't always have to, right? So, right here, for example, I don't want to jump to this. The reason why I don't is because, as you can see, when I jump, I have to stand still or for some amount of time in order not to fall right there. And so there's a better method. You can instead just walk and not jump. Now, there's a debate to be had, or I guess, some people prefer different things in this portion of level 5. So, basically, right, so you can either just go right here and skip to this. It looks fast, right? Oh, if you jump, it looks faster because you skip a block, right? But problem is that you don't exactly go really high on it, so Personally, I like to just not jump right here and jump right there. I think it's slightly faster. And another thing is you can do a wraparound. Instead of just jumping up here, because you have to, stop holding W in order to make it, what you can do is you can do like a wraparound, right? AKA just, you wrap around this if you are in the difficulty chart scene and you're pretty good at difficulty chart obbies. You should be able to do it. Otherwise, you should try to get consistent, as it can definitely increase the speed of your runs, and it will be useful on level 7. Anyways, there's a skip. It's pretty easy. If you don't feel comfortable, just go right there and then go over here. There's 2 different ways to do this. You can either go right here. You can either, multiple. Go right there. You can corner cut right here. Or you can just, do what I normally do and skip that block entirely. So let me just get back there. And yeah, this is the route I normally take. I do this, and I wrap around there. I normally skip this. And then for this, you need to jump at the very corner of this. So let me show you. And then you should be able to get it. It looks pretty scary. Also, this, it's really used to bug me because I always needed to stop for it. But now you can just wrap around, right? And I've learned how to get really consistent at wraparounds on, difficult angles. There's 2 different ways to do it. One, you could just do this way, which I normally don't do because it's pretty annoying and it is a glitch. So it's not exactly intentional. And, you can align it, right? I don't really know any aligning methods, right? So that's why I really don't want to do it. And so here's the route that I take for the actual route. Right, so I like to go right here. Obviously staying to the ground, jumping as low as possible, except for these little wedges, right? You need to, or I sometimes like to, or when it's really steep, I like to just spam jump. It helps. And then you can do that. Now there's some different things you can do right here. You can go over here. You can, go over here. It's a little faster. Or you can do something that I don't even do. It's really difficult. But you can jump over here, and if you jump at the very corner of this, you can make it there. Let me see if I can do it. Because it is difficult. Okay, so as you can see, I did end up doing it, but it was not by a long shot, so... Yeah, it is very difficult to do it, and yeah, you should probably practice that a little later. Anyways, this, I know when I started doing level 7, right, casually playing Speedrun 4, I absolutely hated this level. It was so annoying at the beginning, because what I always thought is you should hold down jump, which sort of works. But, problem is that sometimes it doesn't, so by the way, if you are watching this video, I forgot to mention this, but I'm under the assumption that you've beaten this at least a few times casually, and maybe tried speedruns. You don't have to try speedruns, but at least try to play this casually a few times. So yeah. But anyways, a tip that I don't use, because it is slower, but you could just, every time you jump, just use A and D. It slows you down a little bit, but it does make it really consistent. Okay, anyways, you can, you can not jump to get up here, or you can do this, which is pretty difficult, but you can basically jump on the corner of it and get over here. It's very difficult. You need to get a height boost. And yeah, and then you can do a jump over here. This one's much easier than getting over there to here. But yeah. So I'd recommend not doing that immediately when you're trying. So yeah, and then you can also just skip this by getting at the corner. Now this one, there's 2 different ways. Going up here, not jumping. But the problem is that with the not jumping, you still have to stop, right? Because otherwise you'd fly off. And with jumping, you can make it, but it's faster just to not jump and do some wraparounds. So, yeah, and wrap around into this again. So, yeah. And now this one's just, normal parkour. There's some skips, such as right here. You can skip this by spamming jump, and skip a lot of that. Spam jump, because it's pretty steep. Now, there's some different ways to do this part, right? Like to spam this. Now, I don't know how some people do it, but you can make it right here to that second, the middle, pipe thing. I'll try it, but I've never been able to get it. Yeah, it is very difficult. So, yeah. It's very annoying. I've never been able to get it before, but if you want, you could try it. The route I like to take is this, skip it, do that. That you can either not jump or you can skip and go right here. And then I like to jump right over to this. I find it a little faster, or you could just not jump, do that. But personally, I find it faster just to skip all of that and go straight here. This I don't jump for. I'm pretty sure it is possible, maybe, to reach the other block in front. So yeah, it might be possible to reach it. I'm not too certain though. But yeah, I just like to walk pretty much, and not jump over there. So yeah, let me just get back there. So here's the route I take. Go over there. Go here. And yeah, we're back. I, don't like to jump right there. I like to just walk off the edge. Yeah. Now we're on to this level. This level is really fun for speedruns as there's a good amount of skips. So the first one is over here, but if you're not comfortable with it, you can just jump over here and jump over here, right? And, let me just try real quick. Okay. And then the other speedrun tip is pretty annoying. You should only try it if you have a height boost, right? Or if you know how to get height boosts. But you want to basically be on the middle of it. And then height boost. You can skip right here. So, yeah. This one, I actually like to jump not at the very edge because it forces me to get over here. I personally like to do it more back here so I can get over here quicker. So yeah, do some corner cuts. Now this you can either do it right here, or you can do it entirely, skip it entirely, and do this, which I personally like to do. Also, you try to be corner cutting, try to make it onto this, like so. This you can either go up and like this, which forces you to stop, or you can just wrap around. It's much quicker. So yeah, I don't like to jump. You don't have to. You can either jump or walk off. I'm pretty sure on this one. You have to jump on these. And yeah, so basically I like to get right here before I skip to this one. I find it a little bit faster. But you could instead, instead of skipping on this one, you can go right here and skip on this one over here. Either or, whichever one's more comfortable. Now there's two different ways. You can either walk off, then jump here. Or you can go directly over here to here. You'd have to jump on the very edge in order to do so. Now, you could either jump off right here, but that requires a lot of precision. You could just walk off. It's faster and easier, in my opinion. So, yeah. Next, we're on level 11. So, we're going to be going right here, right? I guess I'll explain what I did there. Yeah, I can get back, yeah. Okay, so there's some different things. You can either go straight ahead, or you can kind of go like that. Look to the side, which helps your chances of a height boost. And you'll gain some speed that way. I don't exactly like to do it because I think it's slower. But you most certainly could. It gives you practice or height boosts. But again, right there, I did a skip. Let me explain how I did it. So you can either do a height boost right here, right? And then instead of going right here, what you can instead do is go at the very edge of this and then go right here. right, and it saves you maybe a second. So yeah. And you can just skip some of the easy blocks. Now this one, I don't know what's fastest. And so you can practice it, but me personally, I like going right here, then here, not jumping, jumping. I guess not jumping right there, and then going. So yeah, that's me personally, what I like, or what I prefer. So let me just do this, right? I like to do this. Not jump, not jump. Height boost. So yeah, you can discover your own way. But that's how I like to do it. Next, height boost and just spam jump, because for these really steep ones, you should try to spam jump as you gain a lot of speed. Like, here's the difference between me just walking up and me just jump spamming up. Me jump spamming is a good majority faster, right? So I like to height boost, then spam, in order to get it really fast, right? And what we can do right here, height boost, jump spam, and just go right here directly. And then go over here, wrap around, or just jump. Wrap around's faster. Now this one, you can either height boost, or not height boost, but spam jump, or you can do what I do, and you can hold W into D and then spam jump, or do diagonal jumps, right? Which is considerably faster. So, yeah. Either one works, and you can do that. It's really only fast for that one, place, really. It's really only good for this level, level 12, and it's really only good for that one. I'll show you, this one. It's really only good and efficient for this one, because I'm pretty sure of how it's placed. But these, you should just get a height boost and spam, height boost and spam. You can wrap around, which is probably better. Do that. And yeah, you should probably also try, like I mentioned, try to, just hold W a bunch. And try to beat all the levels with only holding W. Or at least holding W a good majority of the time. So yeah, or one of your movement keys. And I forgot to mention, I'm pretty sure it is faster to use this, the non-shift lock mode. I think it is faster, but I just prefer shift lock. So, yeah. For this, you can do this. Now, this is a little annoying. You can sometimes mess up, but I like to just jump like right over here in between the trees, pretty much. Ready to get up. And if you fail, you can just jump. You don't want to be holding W and jump. You want to jump, and then when you're when you're tall enough or high enough, you can then hold the W. Or you could just, do this. I find it a little faster to turn, basically, and flick, pretty much, to get it consistently. So, yeah, you can either do that, or, no, you can do that, right? And then, I like to go over onto these little platforms, right, to the edges, basically, or this edge in particular, and then go past the tree. If you're not comfortable with that, that's fine. You can just, go right here, and try to stick to the right as much as possible. Now this, I personally like to, jump up, and I actually don't like to, I guess I should show you, but I don't actually like to basically jump at the end of that. So let me just show you real quick. Do that, that. So I don't actually like to jump right here. I like to just walk off, height boost right there. It failed, but a height boost right there, get on there, and then, yeah. And get over here. So, yeah, it saves a little bit of time. This I actually don't like to height boost because it's not too much faster. It can be bad if you mess up. But sometimes I do like to do it because it can be a little beneficial if you do it. Okay, so here is another thing. You can either go right here, or you can actually just skip to right here, if I can show you. You can just skip to the second area, which is what I like to do. Because it feels like, you can't really do it, right? You're not supposed to, but you can go right here and just jump to the very corner. It seems harder than it actually is, but you do have to jump at basically the edge to do it. So, just some optimized movement, corner cutting. And for where there's no skips, just try to corner cut. This is another place that you can save some time. You can either spam jump, which don't do. That is not amazing. Spam jumping can lead to that, and you can fall right over here. But you might want to spam jump for maybe like a half a second, and jump, at the very edge. Right there. But personally, I like to just do a wraparound and try to aim right here. Or this is something I've been doing recently. Try to aim right here, and then just jump over here. And just wrap around to the end. So yeah, that's what I like to do. I think it's a little faster. You can do this way, go this way. And of course, you can jump up here, which I like to jump on this one platform. So we're going to just go here. I like to jump on this one platform. And then I like to jump, if I can show you, yeah. I like to jump on that one little 2-block area. I'm going to show you real quick. So it's towards the middle of the place. Let me get there. Again, I like to go over here, and that, and of course jump on this. Now this only saves a few seconds, but I like to jump over here. I have to get over here, jump over here, height boost over here, maybe height boost over there. I don't normally do it. I can just do this. Yeah, level 16. I used to absolutely hate this level, and I'll show you a safety strat if you still struggle with it, but you probably, you might die once or twice in it, but I will show you how to do it. So you can go over here, right? Jump up here, go over here, over here, over here. You can skip that if you want to. You can go to the edge, you can skip that. Now the safety strat is to go over here. It's not quicker, not even remotely, but you can go like this, which is the fast strat. And, yeah, it saves you a few seconds over safety strat. But if you're struggling on stage 16, you should probably do that. Or the safety strat. I like to go jump on that, mostly not fall, but I like to jump on that little brick thing, and, I'll show you what I do next. So, I like to jump on the brick thing. There, for me personally, I try to aim on this one, but yeah. You don't have to jump right there. I try to aim for this, go over here, then aim for this, go to the corner. Now this, it really depends on what I do, like with the height. I sometimes, go all the way over here. I sometimes go over here by accident. Yeah, and normally, yeah, you just have to improvise, but mainly I like to go over here and get to the end, so yeah. And, we can do some more optimized movement. Now, here's a skip. You can either go the long route, right, or you can go this route, going right here. There's two ways to go the shortcut route. There's either the safety route, which is going to the corner of this, then jumping, sometimes I like to do it, or you can just jump straight to this and spam jump upwards, because it's really steep. So, yeah. It saves you actually a good amount of time, but that's not the only skip. You can either do this, which at the very edge jumps straight up here. I used to do that until I found, or I was watching some YouTube videos and I found this shortcut going over here. And you can just spam spacebar to get it. Normally I don't get it that consistently and immediately start spam jumping. But, you might want to, get into shift lock and kind of look around a little while holding W in space until you find the correct angle. And you might want to slow down when you're at the very edge so that you don't go flying. But, yeah. You can do this. You can either jump or just walk off. I personally prefer walk off. And, yeah, just get to the end. Now, this one, again, very fun. You can just do this, not walk. Jump, jump, jump. there, and then there's the first shortcut. Go over here. Go over here. You can then go over here, right? And just skip to over here. Now, here is some different ways to beat it. You can either go over here, right, which is a way. I'm stuck now, right? And then I'll show you my way of doing it, because there are some blocks that you can stand on, that, you normally won't be seeing, which I'll show you where it is, or what I like to do. So I like to go over here, and I personally like to go over here, which you might not know is a place you can go. I just like to go over here. It is risky, but it is fast. So, yeah, in my opinion, it is faster. So, yeah. And then you can just jump over here onto that hidden thing. And, yeah, we can now get onto this level. I'd like to wrap around, but you can jump. You will need to stop. I don't think you can make it over here, even with a height boost. This, you can either go up like this and get really high on it, or high on the block, right? Or you can instead do what I do, which is jump at the diagonal or the very corner. But you're not facing up, you're facing towards it. There's the difference. Because I can't just face towards it and get there. I need a height boost. So I need to face that in order for me to basically jump at the very edge of that to get a height boost and then turn over here. That's how I, got from there to here. Right, so you can either do that, get a height boost, or you can do what I do and not get a height boost and sometimes land at this, or other times land at the bottom. That's a little bit faster, landing on the bottom of it. So yeah, because you're closer and you don't need to jump for as long. You're not airborne for as long. I like to jump over here, then jump over there, get a height boost, and get to the end. So yeah, money, just forget, or not forget, but don't forget, you don't want to be jumping twice on the little money bills. I used to think that was so fast, but it's actually slower. But again, just optimize your movement, try to corner cut much as possible. Now this is, well, you can get some shortcuts. You can either jump over here, which, yeah, you can, or you can skip all the way past this and go straight to this. I know it is possible. But yeah, and I'll even show you that it is possible, so, yeah, if I can load. Okay. So, just here. So just try to optimize your movement again. Much as possible. So, yeah, then we can do height boost to get over here. So, you can do that. And gain some speed, right? We go up here. I like to maybe turn sometimes to get up there more consistently. So, yeah. I'll show you that. I like to just hold W on this. And keep in mind, yeah, I don't know why I'm keeping on failing, but by the way, you don't want to land, or most of the time, you don't want to land at the very edge of a block, like the very edge of this. You want to land at the very, beginning of it. It just allows for some leeway, and you don't need to be spamming jump. But here's one. Here's a shortcut. Over here. And here's another shortcut. If you don't prefer to go that way and skip all the way over here, you could instead just go over here and skip. So, yeah, you can either go that one, I'm pretty sure, that one, or that one. That one if you're just starting out, then that one, then past. So, yeah. You can do that. Again, just try to optimize movement as much as possible. Don't jump there. And, yeah. This one's a little annoying because when you turn, because of the curvature of this, it's pretty annoying sometimes, so, yeah. Now, here, you can either jump right over here and don't gain a height boost. That's a little risky, but slightly faster, or you can get a slight height boost. or airborne for a little longer, but I find it to be very easy to height boost it. I could go over here, not jump, here, height boost, not jump, skip, and yeah, just try to copy my movement. And of course, you can discover your own routes, because really, all of these skips, they only save a few seconds. The main way that speedrunners gain such an advantage over, just casual players casually playing is because they rarely die. Like, obviously I've been dying a lot in this, video, obviously, but that's because I'm, showing, right? Showing off how to speedrun it, right? But as you can see in most of my speedrunning videos, if you watch them, you definitely should. I die a few times in, them, and I still get a 15-minute, right? And that's really what it comes from. I just always hold W, or movement key, or basically always, and I also, rarely die, if at all. The best speedrunners don't, for obvious reasons, right? But anyways, you can optimize, go over here. And yeah, so if you want to get really good, just try not to die as much, and try to hold W's a lot. And yeah, our movement key a lot, so yeah. Now, right over here, I like to jump to the corner over here, but you can. There has been some people who can get a height boost from this and go straight over there. I've never been able. Oh, I've done it once, but it's annoying. You can't just jump up this ledge, by the way. It's impossible. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. I rarely do it. It saves like less than a second over the way you just, I don't know, it probably saves 1 second. But it is pretty difficult, so I don't really do it. So, yeah. So, you can do this, get up here, and the way that I like to do it is just corner cut over here. Obviously not corner cutting, but it is a improved method over the intended way. Anyways, this. This is pretty good. You can just actually not jump at all over there. You don't have to jump over here. And, yeah. I'll actually show you a good method, because I kind of messed up. And, yeah. So what you want to do is you want to jump, do that, not jump, and as soon as you get on that yellow platform, you want to jump. Right, but of course you don't want to jump getting onto the yellow platform, right? The corner jump over here, over here. Now, there's some ways on doing this. You can either stop holding W constantly over here, or you can go the really fast route and skip this yellow one, go over here, hold D, go over here, and yeah, it is possible, it's very difficult, but possible to make it right here, all the way over there. But I personally just like the corner cut over here. It's still pretty fast. Golden level. I know so many people absolutely hate this level, and I don't blame them, right? But I like to stand right here and just hold W the entire time. I like to jump at the corner of that one right there. But here's the speedrunning strat. Get over here. It's pretty difficult when you're trying it for the first time. Right, but you can jump over here. And if you're not comfortable getting onto that block, you can easily get onto that block. It's really just practice, but try to height boost over on this block, the corner of it. So, yeah, maybe not on this block, but on this block. So, yeah, and, it takes practice to get all these consistently, but it's mainly level 26, or this level, 27, and 29 that are very annoying. 28's not too bad. But this is level 27. A lot of people hate this level because of how difficult it is. But you can skip this, you can just, hold W on this. You actually don't want a height boost on any of those. But for me, I have not found a way to consistently not get a height boost from it. So yeah. Sometimes all three of them give me a height boost, other times none of them do, and yeah. You don't want a height boost there because you have to stop holding W in order to make, the jump, right? I didn't get a height boost there, that's nice. sadly got a height. You basically don't want a height boost ever, besides maybe here. Of course, as soon as I said I don't want a height boost, I didn't get one when I needed to. But yeah, you would basically just get a height boost right there and skip over it. I jumped a little late. So, yeah. Nice, no height boost. Don't jump there. Jump a little early, right there. And hopefully I can get a height boost on this one. Which I did, and you can skip past it, it's faster. So I can do that, and go to level 28. So, yeah. So those are the speedrunning, tips for all those levels, and there's this one. Now, a lot of people just think I should jump right here, then jump right here, and gain some height. That's actually not how you want to do it, right? If I can get on that. Yeah. That's actually not how you want to do it. Okay, so here's how you want to do it. You actually want to jump at the very bottom of it instead of trying to get as high as possible. Because yes, you do gain a lot of height, but that height is unnecessary. Obviously, it is difficult to do it, like that. But still, you should try to do it. And you can go over here, over here, and yeah. So, I know, I guess for the later levels, I can't really... God damn, I did not realize that this level looked like that. From this... Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm sorry if these later levels I couldn't really provide a lot of, consistency. They are difficult. You'll have to play them a few times in order to actually beat them consistently. Yeah. This one I used to absolutely hate so much. It used to be my least favorite level. Now it's a very cool level. But basically, it's all about balance, right? I know that it's much easier doing this and probably faster, but I'm really used to shift lock, right? Because with this, you can just point your cursor to the line, and you can basically consistently get it, but I prefer shift lock, and I'm used to shift lock. So there's really just optimize movement and try to balance. It's really difficult to, especially for this, you have to corner cut like over there, which is pretty difficult. So yeah, and of course we're now on the last level, which does count in your speedrun, so beat it really quickly, I'll show you how. But yeah, that last level, it was very tedious, so don't be discouraged if you can't do it the way that I can. I've been speedrunning, not particularly this game, but speedrunning in general for, I want to say, 2, 3, maybe even 4 years. So yeah, it takes a lot of time to be as good as I am at, speedrunning and as many others, right? And, yeah, and obviously it doesn't take 4 years to, get as good as, or doing those skips, right? I've taken many breaks in speedrun for speedrunning before, so, yeah. It was my first, speedrunning game, so, yeah. So don't feel discouraged if you can't beat it as fast as me. It does take a lot of time. I'd say if you really wanted to become fast, I'd say maybe a week or two of constant practice. Probably a week of constant practice. And you should be able to get sub 16 times. So, yeah. We'll get over here. And now this is a time save. I personally like to go this route. Stay as close as possible to the end. Or to the right. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, it's totally fine if you want to, take it more wide. It is, significantly slower. It can place you like a few ranks down in the leaderboard because it could take seconds to do that, which could cost you some ranks. So, yeah, if you want to naturally officially time it by the leaderboards. But, yeah. I like to height boost. I normally like to jump there, but, yeah. I jump, I skip 2, basically, or 2 or 3 of those little platform things. So, yeah. This level is really annoying if you lose, by the way. Like, I seriously have sometimes, raged on this level, when I died at the end, and I lost a really good run. sometimes I'm just annoyed, right? I'm having an off day, and, I'm having an off day, and, I play some Speedrun 4, and then I mess up this, which is common. If you mess up this, it is annoying, especially if you die and mess up this, but yeah. Keep in mind, the thing that I'm doing currently is very difficult. It's much harder than it looks, at least in my opinion. So, yeah. You can't be spamming or holding down jump, but yeah, skip those. Skip those, and you can either go left or right. I prefer right. You get into the goal. So, yeah, that's how you speedrun. Speedrun 4. Obviously, it does take practice. This is not like you immediately being good at it. So, yeah. And I'm planning on, making some other types of speedrunning content, and not just speedrunning content, but some like difficult content, right? Such as some difficulty chart obbies. And I also want to, and not just speedrunning games, but games that are like PvP games. I really like. So yeah, and I'm planning on making videos on encounters, but I want to be a YouTube channel that does speedruns, but also gives a lot of guides to speedruns, because I know it's pretty annoying, at least for me. I go into a community ready to speedrun it, or get into a game, right, and I want to speedrun it almost immediately, but I beat it casually at least a few times, and then I try to really speedrun it, right? And it takes me like maybe 2-3 days to start really trying my speedruns. So it really bugs me that, I enter a game, I get into the community for at least a while, and there's just no tutorials on it, right? There's just no tutorials for speedrunning. I've noticed that, like, I've wanted to be a heavy Speedrun 4 speedrunner, right? As you can probably tell. But I could never actually find a video, like a good video telling like how to do any of the strats, right? And that's why I still don't know any of the really advanced strats that can save you like a few seconds, right? Because I don't know all of them, and there's really no YouTube videos to teach me, or at least that I found. So I hope this video was helpful, and I'm planning on doing some other games. If you know of them, I'm planning on speedrunning and making guides to one, Escape the Backrooms. It's a game on Steam, and yeah, I highly recommend it. It's made by a YouTuber called Fancy, and yeah, I highly recommend it. Escape the Backrooms. It's supposed to be like a horror game, right? I don't find it too scary. Maybe your first run might, but yeah, that's a really fun game. I'm planning on also speedrunning a game called Inscription. You'll probably heard of it. It was a really popular game. I want to say like a year or two ago, I think. Um, so yeah, I think back in 2021, it was really popular. So if you heard of it, good. And yeah, Inscription is just an amazing game overall. So I'm planning on speedrunning it. I also want to do some Combat Warriors. Play Combat Warriors a lot. So yeah, and Encounters. I have never really played Combat Warriors, but I have played Encounters a lot. So yeah, I'm planning on making some guides for Encounters if you've ever played it. It's basically a 3D platformer fighting game. It's sort of kind of like let's say maybe like Super Smash Bros, but in 3D and with unique characters. They used to be amazing. They still are, PvP wise and mechanical wise, but they are pretty pay to win. But I'll teach you all about the game and some tips and tricks that I've learned. So yeah, I guess see you all in the next video. Might be Speedrun 4 speedrun, might be a guide, hopefully a guide. So yeah, see ya.